Hey, man, are you all ready? Sorry about that, y'all. We're back live. We having so many issues, but we're gonna jump right into the topic of discussion today. We're talking about chivalry, being dead in relationships, and on the last video before it cut off, Chantel had the floor. She was talking about chivalry being dead, and she was giving examples of her relationship. So if you want to, can you help us with that point again one more time? Or?
I was only saying that I appreciate chivalry in my own personal relationship. I appreciate it, but I can't do what you're doing that sometimes that I may have done things at the beginning of our relationship to discourage it. Like when my husband, he was my boyfriend at the time, trying to open the door, do those things like you were saying, like to I guess impress, is that what you're saying? Open doors to impress? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes. But at any rate, I can remember discouraging it. I can remember saying, no, I have my door, I'm okay, I can close my own door. But now, I think that I probably would appreciate that. I would appreciate it. I'm not saying that you have to open my door every time. I could appreciate it.
So, we just want to recap. It sounds like, and please, I don't know if everybody can hear us, there's a lot of noise in the other room, but it sounds like what you're saying is you prefer chivalry, but sometimes y'all as women can discourage acts of chivalry, right? Give me an example of that, because I don't know if we can hear you.
My example was him trying to do an act of chivalry, such as
opening the door.
And
you said you got your own
and
door.
I said I got it.
Oh, man.
I said I don't.
You literally said
Yes, I said I got it. I said it's okay. You don't have to do it. You know what I mean?
Okay, what?
And now looking back, I'm saying, wow, that was something that could discourage even, it acts like that. That particular act that like chivalry act like that in the future,
Okay.
So as women, we have to be careful.
So I guess the question
Give
is,
me the context of what, like,
we're
how
on a
did
date, so this is like the first or second date.
Okay.
So you want to make a good impression, so you want to do the proper etiquette, so I kept the door for it. She's like, no, I got it. Okay, jumped in the car.
She said it like that, or
She jumped in the car.
she jumped in the car and opened her own car door?
She jumped through the window.
She jumped through the window. Oh,
You can have it.
all right. So he's saying that he's trying to do, how we do as guys. We try to make that first impression, take your woman out, and you want to get the door for them. And, that's the common thing to do, just putting your best foot forward. And he reached for her door, and she said, no, I got this, right? How did you feel at that moment when she said, no, I got this? Did it make you, how did you feel? Did you feel encouraged to keep doing these acts? Or did you stop from that point on? Because this is the beginning of the day.
I'm still catching doors, not as often, but I'm catching doors every now and then.
Catching doors.
Yeah, opening doors.
Okay, gotcha.
Every now and then, but, obviously I figure we're in a new generation, women live and all this stuff, so times have changed, so they may not appreciate it.
Okay, so when you say times has changed, are you suggesting that women may not want us to open doors, or women may not want? Can help us out with that?
I think some of the practices could possibly be outdated. Like, for example, I don't need you helping me take off my jacket or pulling the chair out. That's not, and those are things that were done back then. So that's not really necessary or, for me today. But I do believe that there are things that you still should be doing. Catching doors, like you said. All those things that you did when we were dating, and the door wasn't the only thing. Like, what, you list some things that you were doing.
I'm not listening. No, we lied.
So today, I think, for example, it would be like us going out to dinner, like having a no-tech date. Like, you put your phones away, it's just you and I. I think today chivalry looks different, but it's still respectful.
to stop you there, but I got to because that sounds a little one-sided, if you would. You're equating chivalry to things that you like, and I don't think chivalry is that cut and dry. I think chivalry, the whole basis of the chivalry movement was to be more gentlemanlike and help the lady out. And the Bible speaks to the woman being the weaker vessel. And so there's some things that women physically may not be in the same, space. It's just more courteous for a man. I don't expect you to get the door from me, put it that way. Okay, but now Women's Lib will tell you that because we're equal, then it goes both ways, right? That's what the women's liberation movement is telling us now. We can do anything a man can do. If a man wants to be a garbage man, I don't like the term garbage man. It should be garbage person, or cable man, cable person. We can install cable and climb up on ladders. I don't like handyman. It should be handy person or contractor now. So that's where we're at.
That is where we're at. There will always be an excuse of why you can't or you don't have the opportunity to do what you were supposed to do. So take all of the excuses or take all of this women's liberation movement out of the way. Why does that stop you from doing what you're supposed to do?
Because there's nothing you're supposed to be doing in these days. There's no obligation to do anything. Because because of the women's suffrage movement, and because of we're in a modern society and everything's equal, there's nothing that I'm obligated to do anymore. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Can somebody help me out? What are we obligated to do as men?
I feel that often in our Christian, because the whole purpose of what we do here, what you all do, is for a Christian, is to have a Christian model of what we should be doing. What would Christ have you to do? How would Christ have you to treat your wife? Or even vice versa, for your wife to treat you and to receive treatment from you. So in the fullness of it, sure, in society, chivalry is dead. It is dead. We can have the conversation all day if we killed it. Men or women, we can have that conversation. But in the ultimate, we have to find some answers on why should we be doing? Why should you be chivalrous in your relationship, or why maybe shouldn't? Maybe it shouldn't. Maybe that was just something they did long ago that doesn't matter.
So the question is, what is chivalry? Because that's a word that may mean something different to different people, depending on the saying. So you have to define what you mean by chivalry before I even respond to whether we should be doing that.
Chantel is looking up the definition of chivalry.
But I didn't know the connotation.
Okay.
So I know what they mean when they say.
Well, it's all the way back from the medieval times.
I know, but I want to know what they mean, because they're the ones saying we're not chivalrous. So now we must ask them what they mean.
Okay.
Why chivalry?
Very good question. What do you mean by chivalry? Like when you're looking.
Now, don't look it up.
No, don't even look it up, because you don't even know what it means. You don't know what
we're talking about here.
We could be talking apples and oranges. Okay, so chivalry to Chantel is what?
Let's start there. Chivalry to Chantel is what? Come on, let's go.
It's opening doors.
Opening doors.
Like they're
Bellman.
So a doorman, you're looking for a bellhop. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
I'm sorry, this cop.
We're trying to just put it in the context.
We'll let y'all finish, right?
Looking for a bellhop.
Okay,
go ahead.
No, I don't need something.
All right.
I appreciate you. It's opening doors. It is helping with, taking your coat off, pulling out chairs. Those are chivalrous acts, I would say. And I'm sure there's a list of things that I can't even list because our society doesn't even acknowledge or speak to the things.
Remember, we asking you what you say.
Christians
So opening doors, pulling coats, and pulling up chairs.
Pulling chairs, coats, and
That's what I
doors.
think of as
Okay,
chivalry.
you're making sure the same thing.
Those are things that I think of as chivalrous acts.
Chairs, coats, and doors.
Chairs, coats,
That's
and
not
doors.
even all.
Is that what you said?
Don't ask me a question.
Okay, I'm following right now. And by your definition,
Chivalry to me, I think about when we were dating. It's call when you say you were going to call. If we go out to dinner, you pay for it.
Okay.
Maybe the first couple of times and then we'll work something out. But I don't think that's understood now. You know, when you get home, call me and let me know you made it home safely.
That's chivalry.
And then we already talked about
I said okay. That's what I said. That's chivalry. Okay. Whoa. Okay, I said that's chivalry. Okay. I'm trying to understand what chivalry is. Wow.
So y'all have two different definitions.
Yeah, obviously she's talking about pulling coats and chairs. I mean,
etiquette.
like she said, it's a whole
Etiquette.
it's a lot of things.
And you went to consider it.
being more considerate and chivalry.
Now, but you're etiquette.
You're more on the societal norms and what
And
a
that's
man.
what I thought it meant. The etiquette part.
Okay, but you're more.
Let me speak to that. Okay. Back in the 1800s or whatever, middle time, probably 1400s, women were wearing these long, they didn't have pants.
Okay, and here's the reason.
Understand they had pants on women back then, right? And they were wearing, what do you call it, girdles.
Chastity belt.
It was a bunch of stuff going on. They couldn't hardly walk. They didn't have paved roads, right? They didn't have paved roads back then. So women literally needed help getting on the carriage,
Horse.
getting down the carriage,
Horses.
sitting down. I don't know what they had over there. So they had that is a severe balance issue. Like you at church and you got on 5-inch heels and you're trying to get on the stage. Of course somebody will help you. Otherwise you're going to take your target. You're falling. So it was necessary for the type of outfit that women had on. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
So you got on jeans and some Jordans.
Yeah, so you're saying that it's outdated, it's obsolete because of the clothing. The necessity is not there, the utility is not there.
That's what I was mentioning. This is what I was mentioning earlier. You know, although we are in Christian, you know, we're in Christian relationships. So that is it a Christian? Is chivalry, although they are nice gestures, is it a Christian code that we want to add or have a part of our relationship, or is it just a social norm? And that's my point. That's my point. Do you understand my point? My point is it something that we should make as a part of our norm and our Christian relationships? Or it doesn't matter either way. That's my point.
It depends on the person.
Or is it just a social?
How many women even care about this?
Right.
Like how many women?
Yeah.
Chantel said she didn't care. She just let me out. She said, I don't need the door to be open for me. I got on jeans.
But what she said that she wouldn't necessarily say that now.
Yeah, I did. I said I think back at doing that, and I can see how that would discourage you in the future in doing things
But
like
what
that.
the people want to know, and
What the people want to know, what I want to know, we established that chivalry is dead. Is it a good thing that it's dead? Or do women collectively want chivalry to come back? Because I feel like maybe it may be a case of having your cake and eat it too. We talked about this off air. If you want to be considered doing the same exact thing that a man can do, then there's no utility for chivalry in this day and age.
If there's no delineation between what a male can do and what a female can do, then are you saying you don't want that delineation, and then you still want guys touching doors and pulling chairs up? That seems like a contradiction.
Why can't it go both ways, being courteous to each other? Chivalry, why can't it go both ways?
Because when you look at chivalry in the origin of that word, it was always from a female perspective and a male needing to accommodate the female or the woman doing the right thing. So there's that term, we can't call it chivalry anymore. We gotta call it something else. It's from the medieval times, the Middle Ages. we don't even have a concept of what chivalry is and what it would look like today. And so my question is, we know it's dead, but are you saying that there needs to be a rebirth or a renaissance of chivalry in these days and times? Or are we okay with that as ladies? Are the ladies, are our wives okay with chivalry being dead? That's what we need to discuss.
Depends on how you survive. This chivalry, we talk about the etiquette chivalry. Are we okay with not catching doors and not opening doors and not putting out chairs and things like that? Are we okay with that?
Are y'all okay with that?
Okay.
No.
We want to hear comments from Facebook land. Are you guys okay with men not opening doors, men not, what's the other thing? Another thing they used to do is take their jacket off. Nobody talk about that. Like if it's cold, when it's cold, if there's a puddle, you want the woman to walk through. I ain't throwing my jacket on. I'm just telling you what I'm not going to do. I'm not saying I'm not taking off my express jacket. I'm not taking my express jacket off so you can walk on it in the mud. That's not happening. Nah, man. You can go. You can go around the puddle now.
You will wash them shoes off. I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah, see,
wash them shoes.
my jacket ain't coming off. Exactly. So the women's garments were bulky and it was too much stuff. Long dress, Victorian style dresses with their chokers and stuff.
Your neck choke, belly choke.
Belly, wearing metal as underwear. They were wearing metal as underwear, man, with screws and locks on their drawers.
Alright, here's a comment. Look at how your father treated your mother as far as chivalry is concerned.
My African dad? You talking about my African father? You talking about my African dad? He didn't even know what chivalry was. Chivalry, what is chivalry, huh? And I do not know chivalry. I don't know that. That is not good old. Who is chivalry and where can I find this person? She is not here. I don't know her. You talking about my African dad and chivalry? No, that's a bad example. No, next question. They don't know what chivalry is. You know.
Alright, no, I'm not okay with men not opening the doors and pulling out your chair. That shows more.
So what I'm hearing is that you're not okay. Women still want chivalry in these days and times. Even with the modern society, with all this equality.
So they want to be treated like a damsel in distress on a daily basis, a damsel. Yet,
Yet you want to do
people out of authority and be a damsel at the same time.
Yeah, that doesn't work. You want to be both. You can't be both. Either you're gonna be the woman that does everything that the man does.
Okay, so that's not your wife.
Fight in the army.
I know Marines.
No, that's not your wife. Your wife does not try to do the same things that you do, right? So what is your excuse?
I don't have an excuse. Hold on, do I open doors for you? Okay, so what are we talking about?
No, but that's not the only thing.
Don't go online and switch it.
But that's not it.
I get the door.
That's it, right?
That's what you name. Everything you name, that's it.
So it's taking out groceries and luggage and garbage. Is that chivalry?
Yes. Possibly. Yes.
You didn't mention none of them things.
Now you're lumping everything in the chivalry.
I told Facebook Live saying thank you so much
Yeah, right.
for driving whenever he's in the car. I don't have to drive when he's in the car. Taking out groceries when I bring them home. Taking out the trash whenever my children took it out. What other thing? Luggage, if we go on a long trip.
That's chivalry.
I don't have to Thank you so much.
Yes or no? That chivalry. Yes,
That is a
thank you.
That's what I'm saying.
So we are chivalrous.
In certain regards, yes.
All right, so leave us out of this.
Leave us out. Now we talk about. We're addressing the woman. No.
We're addressing the woman who's a Marine or a soldier or
Let's go there.
I will go there. Thank you. Yeah, be embarrassed. But this is a topic that we must discuss. And we will have this discussion today. I'm addressing.
I totally disagree.
You don't want
Oh, so we can't be real today. We can't be real today.
No, you don't know.
I'm telling you, I'm speaking for me. For the woman that says I can do anything, we're not calling any names. I can do anything. Hypothetical woman that I can. Wow.
Hey, watch out, man.
Why? Okay, why? Why not? How come we can't talk about specific jobs? Can I?
Are you a Marine?
Yeah, you
don't speak for the female Marine.
Yeah.
Don't you speak for the female Marine?
Yeah. Okay. Relax.
Don't you speak
I'm
for
speaking
nobody.
to the woman that says I can do anything a man can do. I can take out the trash. I can mow the lawn. Does that? Okay, hold on. Are you that woman?
There's a comment that said even a military woman would enjoy that.
Okay, is that comment?
Is that
somebody? Is that somebody in the military?
I want to know what this woman.
Don't speak for somebody if you're not in the military.
I got to see somebody.
I'm calling all my veterans. We just had Veterans Day now. I'm talking to my woman veteran now.
I want to talk to a female Marine.
Do you want to have chivalry in today's time or not? That's a simple question. That's not a taboo subject we need to be talking about. It's a question. Would you still appreciate chivalry, acts of chivalry, as a military woman? Right? That's what we talking about.
I said a Marine Corps. Because they tough. Marine, you know what it takes to be a Marine? And so, an army person or infantry, whatever.
Whoever you are.
Because a woman is in the military does not mean she doesn't have a man.
I'm asking her a question. I am not saying anything. It is not a sin to inquire. I'm inquiring whether or not a woman in the military of such stature will appreciate chivalry. And do they expect or want something like that?
That's a good question. I'm sorry, that's a valid question. I need to hear from you.
Do they want to be treated like that?
Please share it with somebody who's in the military. If you're on this and you're not in the military, share this with someone in the military. We need a comment because before we go further, we need to understand. We know our wives want acts of chivalry from us. And we do that. We try our best to fulfill that need of theirs. But there may be women out, however, that may not want and may be looking at the situation like you're enabling them when you do that. So, yeah, you may be offending them if you hold the door. Exactly. Who are you to hold the door for me?
Let me hold the door.
I'm a woman. I can do whatever you can do. To that woman or to that person or individual, how do you feel about that? We need to hear your comments. I know they're coming. Keep them coming for us. But meanwhile, we understand that chivalry is dead. But do we need a rebirth or renaissance of chivalry? Or is it even necessary anymore because of the days and time? No. And just strike that from the record. That's not on air. We need comments that's on air. Or no. You can submit a comment. You can type that on Facebook.
www.facebook.com.
Yeah, if you want to say something, please. So, but anyway, so like we were saying, so our wives appreciate those acts and we're trying our best. But we're getting some mixed messages because a lot of the women do not want that or doesn't appreciate those acts of chivalry. So what should we do? I mean, we're a little conflicted in these days and times. Should we just altogether do away with chivalry? Is that the best thing to do?
No.
Things that you don't, the chivalry, the act of chivalry that you don't do as much now would be the pulling out the chair and opening car doors and things of that nature. And that's what I would used to be like, oh, I can do this, And now I think I would appreciate it if you did it more. But I'm not even expecting it every time I get into the car or every time. I think I would appreciate it when maybe it's us. We're not in a rush, maybe going to the kid with the kids somewhere. But it's us out on a date or something, and those are the times where we're kind of focusing on one another. I really appreciate, because those are the times when I see it more from you. I really appreciate, I can say, when you do those acts, when you remember to do those acts when it's just the two of us. You know what I mean? If we're out at a restaurant by ourselves and you think to come and pull my chair, you know, or you think to open my door, you know, open it and close.
I like that.
Those are when it stands out to me.
So I guess, and thank you, in general, we're asking, is it fair for females in general, 2017, 2018 females, to say, hey, we believe a woman can do the head of this, head of that, CFO, CEO, pastor, police officer, carpenter, marine, boxer, whatever the case is. Whatever you got, we got. So you're saying that, and then you're saying, well, you also need to treat me like a lady or like a delicate damsel. So I don't know if that's a consistent statement, right? I don't know if that's a fair statement to make. You know what I'm saying? So you're on one hand trying to delineate differences, on the other hand trying to disregard differences. In the same breath, it seems to be at your benefit. So that's what we're speaking to.
All right, here's the comment. My sons are taught to be respectful, and I treat their mother how I would have wanted my mother to be treated. They know the expectations, and my wife has supported my grooming of them, although it was not something she grew up with or experienced until I met her.
Okay. So,
Okay, are you addressing? Because we're the question. I agree with
that.
There's no
So
argument.
first of all, he's saying that you're teaching your sons how to treat their wives.
Okay, so now obviously we're having two different conversations.
No, we're not.
A little bit. Here's why. Let me explain. Everybody here on this panel fundamentally agrees in a Christian home, you should respect your spouse and treat them with respect and dignity and try to meet their needs. But now we're taking it a step further. First question we're asking, is it fair to expect that type of chivalrous treatment, right? When you're in the on this other hand, you're saying, I could do everything that you could do, and possibly better. I'm better at this. Women can do this and this and that. Is it fair to have that expectation now, once you've opened that gate to saying that you can do everything we can do? That's all we're asking. We fundamentally agree that
it's like we don't want to be treated as women, but then we do want to be treated as women. You're saying two opposite statements to me. So that's what we're trying to ask. Is that fair?
Chivalry is a form of courtesy from male to a female that foreshadows the male's role of providing for the woman he cares for. Chivalry was rejected by women when they lumped it together with the sexist male behavior. Thus, women began to say, I can do anything a man can. Not because they want to be men, but because they wanted a seat at the table or treated as equals and not inferior. Today's chivalry is being romantic. Husbands spoiling their wives with love and attention. That's chivalry today. Thank you for your comment.
hey man, deep stuff.
One more. My son told me while he was in college that a girl he dated had never had a person open her door. It's a shame, but I think it's something women don't get often. So they don't often expect it or play that I don't need. I can do it hard. Well, I translated or translates to other things as well.
Okay.
So I think as women, we have to expect that from our men, if that's what we want. I'm going to expect that from mine, right? I can expect what I want, true. But I do expect the door and for you to still do those active service things that you did when you first got married.
all right. And again, you guys, I agree with everything you guys have said. You can expect that from me, but here's what I'm asking for you guys.
What?
Because Chantel made a good point. She said when she expects it when it's just them two. So now, if we're out with the children, do you expect me to now go around and get the door for you?
Are we on a date? I mean, what are we doing?
I don't, but
We just
I
going to the
think
store.
you should want to do that because you have two boys in our case that are watching every move that you make. And you have two girls who are going to expect or not this from their future husband or boyfriend. So you should want to do that.
That's right.
that's a very,
no. Say hold on,
I have
say
the mic. No,
Thank you.
it's me. I have the mic, so you can let me talk.
All right.
So, yes. So, I absolutely agree with that. Sometimes, even if I don't expect it when we're out with the children, because those with children, we all have children. When you're with your children, you're in a different mode and mindset. It's more of a let's get it, let's go, get in the car. Yeah, you know what I mean. You're in a different mode for the most part. So even if I'm not, even if you don't think that I'm expecting it, she don't even expect you or care about it. I think that's a good point that Erica made, and I think one of the people who commented, your children are watching. And there are moments, even if you don't do it every time, there are moments, maybe when you're going to church on Saturday, there are moments where you're just more slowed down, you're not as rushed as a family, that as the priest and provider and leader of your home, you are being an example for your boys who will become men and your women who are looking for men. You know what I mean? You have daughters who are going to be expecting things. And what do you want your daughter to expect from their spouses? So even if your wife is in the mindset, I got this, you're like, no, you should maybe sometimes say, let me do this for you. You know what I mean? Because we do have people. You have.
We can't argue with that. We're not going to argue with y'all.
All right, thank you.
you.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Step off.
All right.
Don't do that.
But that, I appreciate what you guys are saying. So what you're saying is you want to be treated as a woman at all times. All right. That you guess what? You're not who I'm speaking to.
You don't speak for the masses of people.
You're saying you want to be treated as a woman at all times.
Yeah.
So I'm not speaking to you. Okay. So now we have to do with what I'm speaking to. We're talking about a woman who's saying, I'm enlisting in this department. I want to be treated as a man.
I can do the same.
I want to be treated as a man. There are women like that. So their actions are saying, I want to be treated as a man. So I'm like saying, okay, well, this job requires you to lift 100 pounds. That's fine. Don't cut no corners with me. I want to be treated as you would if I were a man. That's what people are saying in our society. Some women are saying, I want to be treated as you would if you were treating a man.
Right.
That's what I'm speaking to. Then at the same time, you're saying, I want to be treated as a woman. But then you're saying, I want to be treated as a man. That's what I'm speaking to. So maybe there's two groups of women. Those women who want to be treated as a woman all the time, and those group of women who don't want to be treated as a woman all the time. Or can you be both? That's what I'm asking. I don't think it's fair to be both.
So I think what you're speaking to is those who want to use equality as a matter of convenience for them. So if they're up for a promotion, and traditionally the man would get the
think women are equal, so I want to use a different.
No, I mean it's not equal. It's treated equal. We're not talking about equal. We can be equal and not be treated equally, right? That's what the whole women's liberation is about. You are equal, but you weren't treated equal, and that's what we're addressing.
In other words, like I know that I'm equal to a female, but I'm not going to try out for a cheerleading squad.
Right. But there's some guys that probably will.
Right. That's what I'm speaking to. So I'm saying
there's some cheer guys.
It's like I want a dude who's trying to be a cheerleader saying, I want to be treated as if I were a female, right, and put on this dress and jump around with pom-poms. That's what some dudes probably have.
Yeah, some dudes have done that. Yeah, I'm sure they have. Yeah,
that's what I'm speaking about.
So again, we're a victim of the times in which we live. So what's socially acceptable now is for men to run around and not be chivalrous and not hold doors for people. That's where we are. We're victims of where we are, right? And you're saying, as Christian married women, and saying, no, later for that, we want our men to be held to a higher standard, not the world standard of what men should be. So you're holding us accountable. We appreciate you guys for that. But at the same time,
you have to be held to a Christian standard,
right,
and not the worldly standard for women.
Right. So if we're going to be held to that standard, then we also have to hold you as wives to the standard of Christian.
Okay, so.
All right. We as women may say we can do anything a man can do, but we can only go so far. God has a purpose for a woman, a purpose for a man. We may put on the pair of pants as a woman, but inside and out, we're still a woman.
Whoa. Well said, whoever said that. Well said. So yeah, there are limitations to our gender. We can't carry children. Can you?
I can't get pregnant.
We can't get pregnant, unfortunately. So there are things that we need to stay. We need to stay in our lanes on some things, right? And that's what God is showing. There's things that we need to stick and stay in our lane as Christians, right? Let's not get caught up in what the world says is okay and not okay. So for us, guys, fellas, I'm speaking to you. We need to bring back chivalry. There needs to be a reawakening of chivalry in our marriages. You may look like the odd man out now. Getting the door for your wife? Man, what you doing, man? That's where we are today. But unfortunately, we have to do what God wants us to do. Women, I'm speaking to you. Y'all can't get caught into the societal norms of disrespecting your husband and treating him indifferently and things like that. So it works both ways, I think, and we need to, as Christians, rise above whatever our circumstances are and what our society says.
And let me add to that. I agree 100%. But as you guys are saying, from what I'm hearing the ladies here, I don't know if you. I guess what I'm saying is you cannot be in support of somebody saying, "Well, I'm going to do whatever a man can do, regardless of my created differences." You shouldn't. I don't think you should be in support of that, and then at the same time be in support of, yeah, man, got to do chivalry and this type of thing. Because now you're supporting two different conflicting things, right? So you can't philosophically be supportive of two contrary opinions.
But are you saying that they're guilty of that?
I feel that way.
Why don't you ask them if they support?
Because I know them. All right, so let me ask some things. I'm gonna ask for the show. That's all I'm talking for the show. Are you in support of a woman doing whatever it is a man can do?
You have to expand on that. You have to expand on that.
I'll say it again.
Yes, I am.
All right, all right.
What are you asking me?
What I asked is what I asked.
There's some things that I can never do that you can do. Never. Because I just don't even have the opinion for some stuff. And you can do it so no, in one regard, no.
Okay, within reason. So as far as career, positioning, job, in that regard, are you in support of a woman doing whatever it is, career-wise, that man can do? Yes or no? And that's what I suspect. All right, thank you for your answer.
You know me, so you already know.
And thank you for your answer.
What I was going to say.
And I'll have that back.
I thank you. I feel that when necessary, women have to do things that they may not even want to do, but they have to do it because they have to do it. Exactly.
I'm not speaking to have to. I'm talking about somebody who doesn't have to.
Because I'm not going to
separate them.
Yeah, it's all in there. I'm not going to put limitation on the woman when sometimes we as women, and sometimes men as well, but when I'm speaking to women, have to step up and do things that they have to do.
Right. I get you. You each okay. By
Let me rephrase the question.
But not by choice.
Let me rephrase the question because you're coming up with an answer to a question necessarily a nuance.
No, go ahead. Finish.
You have a nuance to what I'm asking. I'm asking you, a woman who doesn't have to do something, sign up for something that is really designed for a man to do. Because a woman can do anything a man can do. That's what I'm speaking to. And are you in support of that, yes or no? No. It's a yes or no. Just don't come to the wall and throw it out here. All right, good. No. No.
All right, I'm going to read a couple of comments. If my husband is grudgingly opening the door for me, I'd rather open it myself. Next, to the question that you just asked Chantel, yes, only if there's no man around or in support of her.
Okay. That's fair. That makes sense.
Yes. There's no better feeling than a man doing something for love, for the love of his life from his heart.
Yes.
Okay. You guys are saying some certain stuff. It's good statements. But can we gotta be real.
Nobody's gonna address the question I asked.
We're gonna be real today, y'all. And I appreciate the comments, by the way. And they're great comments. And again, I'm gonna say it again. We fundamentally agree with everything you guys are saying. The man we shouldn't do it begrudgingly. Yeah. We should give it out of the kindness of our heart and just rush towards the door and open it. But let's be real now. If you have the type of woman that says, I can get it my dang self, that's not going to cause me to start running full speed and getting doors for that type of woman. Let's be real. We got to look at both sides. And then you have the pressures of society telling you, you don't have to do that anymore. We here now. We can do anything you can do. You're hearing that constantly beat down here. That's the politically correct thing to do now, is to let the woman be the leader. Let her fall back and get out of her way. Don't hold her down. And let her fly and do what she needs to do. Let's be real. Let's be real. That's where we're at. So as Christians, are we falling into that? Are we falling into that mindset of, women are, we're gonna do, obviously we treat our wives as equals, but at the same time we know that there are differences, created differences between a man and a woman. Now society is trying to blur the line between male and female. They already have unisex bathrooms now. All kinds of things are happening in our world. Are we going to be, as Christians, succumbing to all the new social norms, or are we going to go back to the fundamentals of what the Bible says a male and a woman and a man should be, and the different things that a woman and a man should do? Are we going to do that? Or are we going to do what the world tells us? That's all. Obviously, you all want to pick and choose. Yeah, y'all want to pick and choose. When it's convenient. When it's convenient.
What the Lord says,
right,
and what the world says.
That's what we're talking about.
That's what we're going to do.
Women should create a peaceful environment to allow for her man to be a man in the home. Too often, some women stir up strife and expect a beat down man to step up, huh?
Oh, man.
I like that one.
The comments are coming tonight. Man, I don't even know what to say. I'm scared. I'm scared for the political backlash. If I agree with that statement, then I'm gonna be crucified.
Yeah,
I might be in the doghouse.
How do you feel about that last?
Y'all better say something. I like that.
How do you feel about that last comment?
You better say something. No more comments.
No, you've been radio silence.
You better say something.
I agree. That is our job.
Expand.
That is our job to create. I don't know where it was from, but I heard that we as women, I think it was Janelle who may have said it, but we have the power to either just create this peaceful environment or to just create this environment so where the man doesn't even want to come home. We have that much power in our attitude and in our mindset. But what we were talking about earlier, I don't think women should be able, we shouldn't want to do everything a man does. But don't dog the woman who had to join the military. Or who had,
okay, disclaimer, let's not go on air and act like to reframe what happened. We were looking for examples because we know some women like that who are very, who are looking looking for that point of contention to where there's a comparison between man and woman, and they don't want that. They want to be saying, I can do whatever man. We know women like that. So in that case, we're addressing that particular personality. We're not trying to.
I mean, it's not the woman of necessity, because, I mean, God has to give empowerment to women who are a lot of single parent moms who are forced to be mom and then play and try to fill in the role of dad somehow. And so that's not what I'm speaking to. Now, I don't know of any woman who has to join the military. As a matter of fact, the draft ended a long time ago. So I don't know of anybody who has to join the military necessarily.
You don't agree with that, do you?
I don't know anybody. I'm not saying you don't have to. I don't know anybody. So my point is, my point is, she brought that up. She said, I have to join the military.
They might find it an easier route
Okay. What I'm saying is, here's what I'm talking to you about. I'm talking to you about, specifically, about on one side supporting, yeah, we got to be Christians, and man got to do what a man got to do to be Christian, man, peace, and all this stuff. And then on the same mouth, supporting somebody who's saying, well, I'm going to do this just because a man has done this, even though it's a man's type of job. I'm going to do it just to prove that a woman can do what a man can do. You are in support of that, yet you're in support of Christian, which are diabolically opposed. Because I don't think that's consistent. That's what I'm speaking.
So so that's what I'm speaking.
Like God's love, it never gets old. Chivalry never gets old, nor should it be stopped. I think that's a great point.
All right, now I agree with that statement, but here's what I want to say about that. Because Chantel already gave it as an example. Now, I can tell you when chivalry gets old. When you stop, when it gets boring, okay? Oh, here you go, get in the door for me. Now, hold on, let me speak now. It's only a novelty when we don't do it as much. And because she brought that up. When we're out and when it's just us and you do it, oh, that means something to me. Now, if he did it every day and opened the door, you wouldn't appreciate it as much as you would. It would be owed to you.
You may resent it.
Yeah, you may like, okay, man, all right. Now, at what point can I get my...
So let's say, I got you. No, let me go back in time. Yeah. There was a time where a man was so chivalrous, they did almost everything. They ordered for their women.
Oh, yeah.
Women, excuse me. They paid all the bills.
Yes, they let her touch
They didn't touch the checkbook.
Yeah, and that was chivalrous in those days. That was
right? Now, and these days, that's heresy. To say, well, you're going to order for your wife, you ain't got a mouth. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's over.
So y'all got to pay attention to those types of things.
Yeah,
so in the days, let's even go back to like the 60s. Like,
I wasn't
certain men, you couldn't have certain conversations around women because it would consider taboo to bring up certain things. Man, there's ladies around. So men would guard their conversations, and the women would have to go into a separate parlor, and the men would have their conversations. Do y'all want to really go back to those days? That's chivalrous. They were careful what they said around women because there were women present, right? And they didn't want to... Right, some men are still like that, but now how far, wouldn't that get old every time you would have to leave the room when the men would have a conversation? How would you feel? How would you feel?
Do you want me to be like that with you?
And say,
you don't want me to say
I can't speak candidly in front of my own wife.
You said that it has and it needs to look different. It does not need to look like.
It's a pick and choose. Y'all don't need to
I've had conversations with my military female friends. They don't understand why guys feel that they don't want chivalry. Just because they've been in the military. Just because they went through boot camp like the guys did.
Because chivalry involves rescuing women. That's what chivalry is. Making their lives more convenient by doing the little dainty things so they don't have to get their hands dirty. Now, a military woman probably got her hands dirty. She had to go through boot camp just like the other guys. They're tougher than some guys. So we can't conceive how a military woman, a tough military woman, G.I. Jane or whatever you want to call her, can want a man to go and open up the door.
I can't see a G.I. Jane wanting somebody to open
I
the
don't
door.
say that. I would need somebody from the military directly from. I'm not buying that. That's hard to believe.
No, sir.
You picked up arms and fought in wars, and yet you want me to grab the door for you? Those two don't agree.
You think that woman gonna say, "You go kill a rat"? You think that woman kill a rat?
If there's a weird noise in the house, is she gonna send you?
This may be a bad example. What about to the physician who takes care of people all day, he writes prescriptions, he listens to their complaints? This same physician comes home and he doesn't want to be taken care of just because that's what his job is.
That's the
So just because that's what her job is. That's what her job is. It doesn't mean that when she comes home, she doesn't want that.
If you spin it like that.
So just because her job, no, that's a good point. We'll give you that. That's a good point. Just because her job involves combat and being physical and being aggressive doesn't mean she doesn't want to come home and receive pampering or okay, we receive that. That's a good point.
Men are intimidated by that.
Yes, and we are.
Intimidated by it.
Sure.
Feel like she doesn't need
Yeah, exactly.
because she can protect herself. She
Exactly.
can protect me for that matter. So that makes a man feel intimidated. Like she doesn't want
we
to
should
be treated like what you guys would say,
That's like
quote unquote, a woman.
Yeah.
And I would say,
If a dude got prettier hair and prettier eyebrows than you gonna be intimidated too.
Yeah, you will. If he in the mirror longer,
You're gonna be so.
you're gonna have an intimidation factor.
and I'm speaking to that.
No, you a politician. Is what it is.
That's a different
It's your
conversation.
truth.
That's a different conversation. What we're talking about is, we're talking about chivalry.
I will bring that.
But I'm saying that I'm saying that woman may appreciate that. She may be appreciating being treated like a quote unquote what you would say is a woman. And I think we also have to take into account that it goes by each relationship. You may go to the woman who's not in the military, so you can talk military police woman, or have a job like that, who's saying, you know what, I'm cool. I don't really need all of that. Who's not in the forces.
But according to you, he should still do it because that's what the person.
You should make him do it. One of y'all
Somebody
said
said
that.
that. Oh, I can be wrong with this.
Make me do it.
I said that. I said that in response to the household who's expected. I'm saying that in the household who we do want this to be a part of our lives, even if it's sometimes. I'm saying we should make that an example for our children. That's how we want our children to be raised. You may not want your children to be raised, so don't forget about it. If you want to instill those values in your children as well, they should see that. They should see me being able to accept it and see you.
That's a Christian perspective.
Here's what I'm going to do to try to make this a little clearer. I'm going to flip the thing around. And then you may understand what I'm talking about. It's going to be a little simpler. If a man says, I want to be a cheerleader and put on a skirt, you're obviously going to say, why would you want to do that? That's crazy. Right? And the man insists, and they find out I'm on a cheerleading squad. Then the man turn around and come home and say, I want to be, and we need to treat us like men.
I need a man cave.
You understand the inconsistency there.
Yeah, let me get a man cave. I want to have a long time with the guys and go to a bar. But wouldn't that be ambiguous? Ambiguous? I'm sorry. Wouldn't that be ambiguous for the man to suggest I want to cheer and cross-dress and do all the women stuff. But then when it's time to be a man out of convenience, I want to be a man.
All right. Even a military woman wants to feel like a lady. I'm curious, does a man's role in the family change depending on the woman he is with?
Obviously.
That's obvious.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't, but obviously it does, because if the woman says, I want to do this, I want to do that, who says that you're the head of the house? I'm the head. I can do whatever you can. I'm better with this. Then you have to fall back as the man for the sake of peace in your marriage. It's not worth it, right? If a woman says, I want to be the priest, I want to lead out in worship, and I want to come. People do it every day of the week. It happens every day of the week.
Right with the red flag?
Listen,
But isn't that a different conversation?
that's a total
You're already
different.
married.
You're married.
What do you do?
You're married. It happens every day of the week. Roles get spliced. Roles get changed and flipped and switched. Every day of the week I see that. But what do? You have to make it work. I mean, you're married now. So you have to roll with the punches.
Okay, so then in essence, is the man then permitting that woman to be the head?
I don't like this permitting, because if you're permitting someone to do something, that means technically you're the head. If you can permit someone to be the head, that means you are technically the head.
Correct. He's right.
Yeah,
Whoever
so-
that is, that's right.
Yeah.
You
You allow
the
him
woman
to take over headship. Yeah. So you understand your God-given authority, but you're allowing her to have that over you. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, just to wrap up, I think we all agree that chivalry is dead. But us Christian men, we need to bring that back. Let's start a renaissance of opening doors for our wives, being more romantic. We can do that. We can work. We have a lot of room for growth there. And in turn, it would help us guys and husbands out if our wives were more appreciative of that and encouraging when we do that, and not rejecting us when we're reaching for the door and saying, I got it, I can do it myself. So I think that's, if we can take something home for that. And also to touch on to the person that wants to have everything the same way a man, try not to be ambiguous. You have to pick one way or the other. If you don't do what the man wants, if you want to,
I want to be treated, without respect of gender. Just be consistent with that all the way through.
don't try to be a woman today and a man tomorrow.
Yeah, that's all we're
And vice versa when it's convenient. If you want to go that route, that's all we're saying. Don't pick and choose, and we'll just leave it with that. So hopefully this discussion blessed you. We'll try to come back. Well, next week we'll be out of town for Thanksgiving. We'll try, possibly to do another Facebook Live. But we hope you were blessed by that. And we're going to end, as always, with a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you first of all, for the Sabbath. Thank you for this discussion, this timely discussion about chivalry and bringing it back and getting back to our fundamentals of Christianity and how the husband needs to do things to make the wife more comfortable and make things more convenient for her. Lord, help us as we strive to do our best. And let your name have all the glory in our lives and in our marriages. Lord, we ask all these things in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, man, we'll see you at the same time next week by God's grace. Peace.